Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. My beloved cadets, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. I welcome you all warmly to this online class of Islam and Moral Education. This is your teacher Muhammad Jahangir Hussain Patwari, lecturer in Islamic Studies, Borishal Cadet College. COVID-19 reminders, boys, I hope you continue observing all the health tips we have been telling you for the last few months, all the time, all the teachers always making you aware of that and you are observing it religiously. So please maintain social distancing, continue washing your hands every time after you do something that is dirty, or also if you are in normal situation, no problem, repeat it. And also please wear face mask. Three things, if you ensure, inshallah you will not be attacked unless until it is a decree from Allah. Social distancing, washing hands all the time, and also your social distancing, washing hands all the time, and also your face mask, wearing face mask. These three things, inshallah, will be safe and sound. Allah will save us, inshallah. Some stages of akhirah, but this is the last class we had in the last lesson. Some stages of akhirah there were. Can you remember? Can you say it after me? What was the first one? Death. Qabr, it has two phases. Barzakh, Qabr, then what? Hashr, then what? Qiyamah, Hashr. I think you can do this. Just Sirat, Mizan, Mizan before. Sirat, Jannah, Jahannam. Okay? So these were discussed in detail. I don't want to repeat it. Just to give you a little bit of reminders of those things that you can remember of the last class. This is the class 9, chapter 3 and lesson 1. Ibadat. We all know Ibadat. That we have to do Ibadat. You always hear this word, but you don't know exactly what is meant by Ibadat. What is Ibadat? Let's see. Let's proceed. This is the learning outcomes. Now today you will come to know what is Ibadat actually mean. So we are going to know about what is meant by Ibadah. You will be able to explain why Ibadah is important for a Muslim. It is its significance, and lastly you will be able to analyze and come to know and say a little bit about or have knowledge of Haqqullah and Haqqul Ibad. Ibadah, the word Ibadah, completely Arabic word. You will find its use lots of places in the Quran. Ibadah. I am giving you this word Ibadah is noun, is verb from sir Abada Ya'budu Ibadatan. You will find Abada, one word. You will find Ya'budu. You will find Ibadah. These three words are absolutely Arabic, and these are all Arabic terms. So you have to learn this word very well. Literally, Ibadat means subservience. That is the willingness to serve in a low position. Ibadah means submission. Ibadah means loyalty. Ibadah might be meaning, also it comes in the meaning of worship. But terminologically, Ibadah is to obey Allah by doing all that He has commanded you to do, and to avoid those that He has forbidden you to do. This is the concept of Ibadah. Ibadah, its importance and significance, the core concept. Ibadah is the core of Islam. It is very important. A Muslim is supposed to do Ibadah of Allah all the time. We are created for that only. The reason for our existence on the face of this earth is only to do worship of Allah. There is no other reason that we have been created for. Allah created us for His worship only. Do you want the proof? You know the famous verse that you read about or recited in 7, 8, 9, 10, all the classes. I am giving you time. Try to remember that ayat. What is that ayat? Right, Surah Dhariyat. Allah saying, وَمَا خَلَقْتُ الْجِنَّ وَالْإِنسَ إِلَّا لِيَعْبُدُونَ مَا أُرِيدُ. There is lots of, I'm not going into the longer version. إِلَى آخِرِ الْآيَةِ, till the last of the ayah. Allah saying, I created man and jinn only to obey me, worship me. In another Allah saying, you read about it in Surah, class 7. وَلَقَدْ بَعَثْنَا فِي كُلِّ أُمَّةٍ رَسُولًا أَنِ اعْبُدُوا اللَّهَ وَاجْتَنِبُوا الطَّاغُوتَ. Allah saying, and we sent a messenger to every nation with one command only. What is that command? Worship Allah, do ibadat of Allah, wajtanibu taghut, and leave all the false gods and goddesses and everything that included. So ibadah is very important, extremely important. A Muslim is supposed to do ibadah of Allah all the time. Unfortunately, we think that ibadah is only salat, saum, hajj, zakat. No, undoubtedly these are the pillars of Islam. But ibadah means, ibadah covers much more than that. It covers all the things you do in your life. With two things. With a view to pleasing Allah. And in the way as it was done and performed by Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Then this act will be transmitted into ibadah. The whole life of a Muslim can become into act of ibadah. It is very important. Very, very important. Allah commanded us in the Quran to go out of the mosque and to search for the halal earning. This is ibadah. So doing jobs, anything you do is ibadah. If you do it in a halal way. If it is an honest earning. In this way, our whole life can be converted into ibadah. I am giving you a simple example. For example, you eat, you drink every day. Is there anyone who can avoid eating and drinking and live on? No. So every time you eat, you drink, if you mention the name of Allah before eating and drinking, and if you thank Allah after you eating and drinking is finished and over, then it will transformed, it will become an act of ibadah. Simple example. Okay, so you every time you say Bismillah, you always remember Allah. Your every action will be turned or will turn into act of ibadah. So ibadah, it has it's a wide sense of meaning. Every time, how many times do we recite Surah Fatiha in our prayer? 70 times minimum. What do you say in the prayer? Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. You alone we worship. You alone we seek help. We ask for help. Can you remember? So only Allah deserves to be worshipped. All kinds of worship. Allah said in the Quran, أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم إنني أنا الله لا إله إلا أنا فاعبدني وأقم الصلاة لذكري إن الصلاة تنهى عن الفحشاء والمنكر والمنكر ولذكر الله أكبر والله يعلم ما تصنعون. Allah saying, there is no ilah except I, but I. There is no ilah. So worship me alone. Do not commit any other. Do not commit shirk. Do not associate others in worship with me. Very important. This is one of the pillars of Tawheed. Tawheedul Ibadah. Oneness of worship. Oneness of unity of worship. We cannot join any other in worship of Allah. If we do that, we will not be able to meet Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So we have to do the ibadah all the time, and it's very important. Very important. If we don't do ibadah, we will be like animals that Allah mentioned in the Quran. وَلَقَدْ ذَرَأْنَا لِجَهَنَّمَ كَثِيرًا مِنَ الْجِنِّ وَالْإِنسِ لَهُمْ قُلُوبٌ لَا يَفْقَهُونَ بِهَا. They have hearts, but they don't use it to understand. وَلَهُمْ أَعْيُنٌ لَا يُبْصِرُونَ بِهَا. They have eyes, but they don't see it with it, the truth. وَلَهُمْ أَعْيُنٌ لَا يَسْمَعُونَ بِهَا. They have ears, but they don't use it to listen to the truth. أُولَٰئِكَ كَالْأَنْعَامِ. They are like animals, beasts. بَلْ هُمْ أَضَلُّ. They are even worse than that. So if we do not understand the truth, if we do not obey Allah, then we will be like that. A slave is supposed to do as his master wants him to do. So Allah created us and He gave us rules and regulations. We have to obey Him by doing all the ibadah He has prescribed. Now let's go to there are two types of ibadah or two types of rights. Haqqullah and Haqqul Ibad. Haqqullah, this is the all rights of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Like the 5 pillars of Islam. You know the hadith, the famous hadith. بني الإسلام على 5 شهادة أن لا إله إلا الله وأن محمد رسول الله وتقيم الصلاة وتؤتي الزكاة وتصوم رمضان وتحج البيت إن استطاع إليه سبيلا. 5 pillars of Islam. These are the rights of Allah. We have to fulfill these rights. Allah will catch us responsible on the day of judgment if we don't do this. Okay, so salat, saum, hajj, zakat, these are all the rights of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And also that Allah has ordered us directly. For example, He said, أَحَلَّ اللَّهُ الْبَيْعَ وَحَرَّمَ الرِّبَى. Do not eat and give interest. So these are the commands of Allah. We will not do that. And also Allah said, قُلْ إِنَّمَا حَرَّمَ رَبِّيَ الْفَوَاحِشَ مَا ظَهَرَ مِنْهَا وَمَا بَطَنَ إِلَى آخِرِ الْآيَةِ. So Allah said, do not come near to indecency, immodesty, zina. So these are the Allah's commands, His right. So we will not do this. Now let's go to the Haqqul Ibad. Haqqul Ibad, this is the people's right. It's man to man. It varies man to man. My right over you, your right over me. I cannot violate. I cannot spoil the rights of others. For example, my parents have rights over me. Children have rights over parents. Teachers have rights over students. Students have rights over teachers. So and so forth. Relatives, neighbors, human beings, as well as creatures, animals, creations. Why we are exempting the creation animals? This is very important. Didn't you know Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, Al-Khalqu iyalullah fa-ahabbul khalqi ilallahi man ahsana ila iyalihi. The best of you is he or she who is best to his family. All the creatures and creation of Allah, here family means. So we are all there, the rights we have to fulfill. After that, the most important thing, a Muslim has right over another Muslim. Muslims have right over another Muslim. Let me finish this class with these references from the hadith. The Prophet ﷺ said, Haqqul Muslimi alal Muslimi sittun. A Muslim has 6 rights over another Muslim. So these are the 6 rights, and every right has a corresponding duty. And the rights of the Muslims do not cease even after his or her death. Do you think that if someone dies and I have no responsibility? No. We have responsibility towards the dead people. We have to make dua. We have to do sadaqah zariyah on their behalf. So this is another topic. Now let me finish the class with this hadith. A Muslim has 6 rights over another Muslim. Prophet ﷺ said in one hadith, he said, إِذَا لَقِيتَهُ فَسَلِّمْ عَلَيْهِ. Whenever you meet him, say salam to him. وَإِذَا دَعَاكَ فَأَجِبْهُ. Whenever he invites you, gives you dawat, da'wah, you accept their invitation. وَإِذَا اسْتَنْصَحَكَ فَانْصَحْهُ. When he seeks your advice, give your Muslim brother proper advice. Don't misguide him. Someone coming to you for advice and you are giving him and misguide him. No, this is not. It is right. وَإِذَا اسْتَنْصَحَ فَانْصَحْهُ. وَإِذَا مَرِضَ فَعِدْهُ. When he or she becomes sick, you pay him or her a visit. وَإِذَا مَاتَ. When he dies, you join his funeral prayer. And when he gives, وَإِذَا عَطَسَ فَحَمِدَ اللَّهِ فَشَمِّتْهُ. When he or she sneezes, he sneezes and says Alhamdulillah, you answer, respond to the sneezing by saying Yarhamukallah or Yarhamukillah if it's a female. So there are these 6 rights of Muslims over another Muslims is fixed by Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. In addition, Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "Inna li rabbika alayka haqqa." Your Lord has right over you. Wa inna li zawjika alayka haqqa. Your wife, your family has right over you. Yes, we neglect to our wives. No. She must be treated highly. She must be loved. She must be behaved well. I must behave well with her. Allah said, وَعَاشِرُهُنَّ بِالْمَعْرُوفِ, and live with them happily, nicely. We have to give our best. Prophet ﷺ said, the best of you is he who is best to his wife, and I am best to my wife. So Prophet ﷺ, these are also right will come up under haqqul ibad. Okay, so haqqul ibad. So we will be trying our level best to understand all these things, inshallah, and inshallah try to learn much more. Let's go into the question and answer session, boys. Please, I know you have lots of questions, but how can I help you? By one way. Please write down your question in complete, in full, so that I can understand you better. The better I understand you, the better I can answer. So you write down the question and leave it in the comment box. I will inshallah answer your question readily. And this is the homework. Mr. Manik is a better of person. He always stand by in the people in time of difficulty. He is indifferent salah. Mr. Manik is a character in this system. He is a wealthy person. He has lots of money. So he tries his level best to help people when they are in moments of difficulty. But he has a habit. He doesn't offer salah properly. He doesn't fast. So the local imam, he was a scholar. He urged him, advised him to fulfill Allah's right as well as man's right. This is the stem. So what is ibadat? Why have we been created? This is comprehension. You know, why have we been created? Then explain the activities of Mr. Manik in the light of Islam. How is the act of Islam? These are two parts. The C and D, application and higher ability, must be answered according to the state. You go through the Mr. Manik's characteristics. What does he do? And you answer differently. And lastly, why Imam advised him like this? What was his problem? Okay, so inshallah I hope you will be able to answer with proof and evidence. Remember, add Quran and Hadith relevantly to your topic, inshallah. Next lesson, boys, we will be having chapter 3, lesson 2, Salat. Salat, you know, the most important ibadah. We are going to discuss it, inshallah, and you will know a lot about it in the next class. Boys, this is the time for to say goodbye to you. I hope, inshallah, you have understood these lessons. Before leaving you, I want to remind you once again, though it is being repeated again and again, stay safe, stay home, stay healthy. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.